Hello Year 10, welcome to your next lesson on scale factors. Today we're going to look at volume scale factors, so it kind of builds on from what you did last lesson on the area scale factors. Same as before, what I want you to do for me is I want you to find the volume of each of the cuboids, okay, and then I want the scale factors for the length and the volume. So can you pause the video for me, please? Can you find the volumes of all of the all the cubes even, and then put in what the length scale factors are and the volume scale factor. So pause and complete now please. Okay, so volumes of cubes should be nice and easy. Volume of cube, we times the length by the width by the depth. So we will have 8 centimetres cubed, and we'll have 4 times 4 equals 16, times by 4 again will give me 64 centimetres cubed. Length scale factor from 2 to 4 is times by 2. Volume scale factor from 8 to 64 is times by 8. Same with the next one. Again, nice and easy, the first one will give us 8. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay. Times by another 6 will give us 216 centimetres cubed. So we've got a length scale factor of times by 3. We have a volume scale factor, a little bit harder to spot, but it's times by 27. Now I'm hoping we can see the same length as we did before with these. So when we compared our length and our areas, if our length scale factor was x, our area scale factor was x squared. We're now looking at volume. So to go from times by 2 to times by 8, and then times by 3 to times by 27, what we actually do is we cube our scale factor. Okay, so we cube our length scale factor to get our volume scale factor. That's the important part of this. So area we square, volume we cube. So for something nice and simple like this one, you've got 2 cuboids. You've got a length of 7 and a length of 14. So you can work out what the length scale factor is, which is going to be times by 2, which means the volume scale factor is going to be times by 2 cubed. So it's going to be times by 8. Okay, typical sort of question. What I want you to get into the habit of is to lay this out each time. So we want length scale factor, area scale factor, because that might come in later on, and a volume scale factor. I can see my length scale factor goes from 2 to 6, so it's times by 3. Now I'm after volume, so I can ignore my area scale factor for now. But that means to find my scale factor, I need to cube that value. So that means my scale factor is times by 27. So to find my missing volume, I need to do 27 times by my 7. So I'll have 49 and 14. So I'll have 189 centimetres cubed. Same idea as last lesson. This time it's with volumes. Find your length scale factor. You can find your volume from it. Okay, pause the video now for me, please, and can you have a go at that question? So pause the video and have a go finding the volume of cylinder D. Okay, should be nice and simple. Again, each time you do this, I want you to set that up. Length scale factor, area scale factor, volume scale factor. Okay, length scale factor from 4 to 12 is going to be times by 3. Now, I'm not interested in area because I'm working out volume this time. So again, I'm just going to get rid of my area one. That means to find my volume scale factor, I know I can cube. So 3 cubed gives me a times by 27. The volume of cylinder C is 5. So I've gone 4 to 12, which was times by 3, and that's my length. I'm now doing my volume. I'm going from 5 to something, it's times by 27. So that'll be 135 centimetres cubed. Using tables each time makes our life much, much, much easier. Okay. Okay, can we pause and complete, please? So pause and complete. Okay, so what we've got our 2 cylinders. We've got a length of 4 and a length of 10. So again, same as before, length, area, volume. Now this time what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have my small cylinder and my large cylinder, and then I'm going to put my scale factors in the middle. So it's another way of laying it out. So I've got 4 and 10, and then I know my volume is 20. So my scale factor is times by 2.5, which means I'm not interested in my area, but to find my missing scale factor, I need to cube it. So I times by 2.5 cubed. So I do 20 times by 2.5 cubed, and that's going to give me 312.5 centimetres cubed. Shouldn't be anything massively difficult with this one, guys. Okay, a couple little bits to do on this one. Again, pause and complete for me, please. So pause, complete, it wants you to find a missing length first, and then the volume. Okay, so length, area, volume. So we have 4 and 6, something and 9. So I need to work out what comes in here as well. And then I've got a volume of the smaller cylinder being 10. So my length scale factor times by 1.5. So I can find my missing length by doing 9 divided by 1.5. So I'm going to have a missing length of 6. To find my volume scale factor, I know I need to do it cubed. So this becomes times 1.5 cubed. So I'll go 10 times by 1.5 cubed to give me 33.75 centimetres cubed. Remember, guys, if you're going from smaller to larger, you're going to multiply it. If you're going from larger to smaller, you're going to divide instead. Okay. Right, last one. Pause and complete for me again, please. Last example like this, so pause and complete. Okay, so smaller and bigger again, length, area, volume. So I've got 24 centimetres to 30 centimetres. I've then got a volume of the larger jar is 1.2 litres. Okay, so I need to find that scale factor first. If it's not always immediately apparent, don't forget we can always do our divide to help us. So do the biggest divided by the smallest. So that means I've got a multiplier of 1.25. Okay, that means when I come down to volume, I've got to cube my scale factor, not my length, but my scale factor. So that means that needs to be times by 1.5 cubed. But I'm going back the other way. Okay, I'm finding the smaller one. So I need to do 1.2 divided by 1.25 cubed to give me an answer of 0.612 significant figures, which have been asked to litres. So remember, going backwards, guys, you're going to divide by a scale factor rather than multiplying. Okay. Very quickly, okay, sometimes you have to use the volume to find the length instead. So like we did last lesson with the area to the length. So set up exactly the same thing, length, area, volume. We'll go small carton and large carton. We'll just separate them to make it a little bit easier. So we know we've got a small carton length of 11. We've got a volume for the small carton of 125 and for the large 200. Okay, and we're trying to find this missing part here. So I can find my volume scale factor first. So I can do 200 divided by 1.25, by 125 even, to give me 1.6. Okay, now to find my length scale factor, obviously I'm not going to cube it now, I'm going to do the opposite. So to find my length scale factor, I need to do the cube root of 1.6. Okay, so if I do the cube root of 1.6, okay, and I'm going to put this all into 1. So we've got 11 times by our cube root of 1.6. So our height of our carton should be 12.5 0.87. So don't forget to go from volume to length. We've got to cube root rather than cube. Right. What I want you to now do is log back onto Show My Homework for me and have a go at the worksheet attached.